In today's video, I'm going to show you how to smoothen skin in Photoshop using frequency separation. My name is Ekodidi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, kindly smash the subscribe button to subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump straight into Photoshop and start editing. Kindly watch the video to the end to get the full understanding on how I achieve smooth skin using this method. Alright, so we have our image already loaded up here in Photoshop. So what we're going to do first and foremost is duplicate the image twice by pressing Ctrl J, and then we're gonna hide our first layer and then come to the second layer. So we're gonna go to filter, we move to blur, Gaussian blur, yeah, and then move the Gaussian blur radius to say 6.4 or 6. I mostly love to keep my Gaussian blur radius at 6.4 and then select OK. Yeah, as you can see, the image is quite blurred, but don't worry about it for now. And then I'm going to come to the first layer, make it visible, come to image, applied image. Yeah, so these are the settings we're going to use. So we're going to change this the layer to layer 1, as you can see over here. Yeah, then the blending mode, I don't know, probably yours might be different, so you just keep the blending mode at subtract, then opacity at 100, scale at 2, and then offset at 128. Make sure you don't change any of this, keep it like this, and then we go to OK. Then what we're going to do next is you come to the blend mode and then change it to linear light. I guess now we have our image back to how it was before. Yeah, so we come to layer 1 and then change it, rename it by double clicking and then change the name to color. That's where we're going to work on our colors. We're going to balance all the colors and do everything over there, and then come to the first one, double click and then change it to texture. Okay, then we come here and then create a layer in between the texture and the color layer. Alright, yeah, so we're gonna rename this to tones. Yeah, then we hold on shift, select on texture, and then press on color to select all, and then group it by pressing Ctrl G to create a group of it. We're going to rename this group to frequency separation. Right, yeah, so now we have our frequency separation layer. So I'll zoom in a bit and then we're going to start smoothing things up. So we're going to open this up like this, and then we'll come to the colors. That's where we're going to use to smoothen everything. So what we did is we separated the textures of the image from the color. Alright, yeah, so if you can see, we have our textures over here. Yeah, so that's what we did. So we're going to start smoothing things up now. What I normally love to do is I smoothen it up lightly, not too deep, by circling around the areas where I want to smoothen, and then back to filter, Gaussian blur, and then set my Gaussian blur radius to 9 or 9.2, anything will do, but I mostly love to keep it at 9 like this. Yes, so we keep circling, and then so you circle, right click, Gaussian blur, circle, right click, Gaussian blur. So you keep doing this to all the parts that you want to smoothen. So you just follow like how I'm doing it, but note you don't have to select it like this. Select maybe the mid-tones and then select the highlights together, something like this. This is not done. You shouldn't do it like that. So whenever you are selecting, make sure you select only the midtones. Right click, Gaussian blur, and if you are selecting the highlight as well, make sure you select only the highlights. Gaussian blur. Yes, that will keep it even for you, trust me. So you do the same thing to all the parts that you want to smoothen, like that. Like that. Gaussian blur. Gaussian blur. This is the first step. Gaussian blur. So zoom out a bit to see what you're doing. Alright. I'm going to speed this side up so that the video won't be too long for the sake of the tutorial. Gaussian blur. So you're going to repeat this on all the sides of the image like that. So you keep going. And please note, you have to take your time when you're doing this because it's a detail work. So you have to make sure you take your time to make sure everything is perfectly done. And so you don't be shy, just keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You can choose to select huge chunks of it, but it's not that advisable since every part of the face has a different color, so it's not advisable to choose or to select huge chunks of it. So just take your time and then select it. So this is the before and this is the after. This is the before and this is the after. Yeah, so we have some smoothness going on. So you can keep going. Keep going. Keep applying the Gaussian blur all over, bits by bits. So at this point, kindly like this video if you're following along, and then please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet to support me, please. I really need that. Alright, so let's continue. So when this is done, the second step I take it is I'll select my mixer brush tool. We'll come to the tool panel and then select the mixer brush tool. That is my go-to when it comes to skin smoothing. I always love to use the mixer brush tool because it gives the effect that I want. Take note of the settings over here. So the wet is at 100%, the load is at 27%, the mix is at 23%, the flow is at 100%, and then this is also at 100%. I don't know what this is do, but it's at 100%. Yeah, always keep it there. So now we're gonna proceed to further smoothen the skin up. So keep the size at a good size like that, and then you start. So just like that. Make sure the midtones are in the midtones. You are smoothing only the midtones. You are spreading the color, and then you are evening it up only the midtones. If you are doing the highlights as well, make sure you are doing only the highlights. Don't spread it up. So like that. So you can press the open brackets key on your keyboard to increase the size or decrease it. The open and close brackets to increase and decrease. So we keep on going like that. Just spreading, mixing the colors to make sure everything is even. Like that. You press on space to grab and then reposition. And you keep going. Keep smoothing it up. As you can see, we're getting there. So you just keep going. Yeah, keep going like that. Yeah, we have some dark bags below underneath her eyes, so we're gonna try and fill it up a bit by evening the tones up over there. So keep going. There's a highlights part on her nose, so you're gonna paint over it just slightly. As you can see with all this, the textures are still over there. We have the textures still in place. But if we had not created the texture layer, we would have our image looking very flat, which will be very bad. Yeah, so that's the reason to why we create a texture layer. That's why we call it the frequency separation. So you're going to separate the textures from the tones of the image. Yeah, so I'm going to increase the brush a bit. Yeah, make sure everything is even. So you're going to brush over it. Keep mixing. Yeah. Yes, above the eyes. We are not actually done yet, but you can see the results. It's showing from the image. Let's make sure everything is even. Yes, let's take a quick look at the before and after. That's the before, and this is the after. That's the before and the after. Yeah. Shout out to my model, Abnatiti, on Instagram. You can check it out. Yeah. So we keep increasing and decreasing the size of the mixture brush to get everything perfectly done. So as you're painting as well, keep in mind that you are sculpting the face. So the shadows and the midtones are responsible for that. So you have to be very careful, otherwise you're gonna have the face distorted, looking some way, which won't help. So always keep it in mind while you are mixing the colors, while shaping the face as you are sculpting the face. Yeah, so a quick tip. I normally love to zoom out like this. And then as you can see, there's a part here that isn't well balanced. Yeah. So I zoom it out a bit and then increase the brush. Yeah, just like that. So that I can be able to smoothen a big portion of it like this. Because I don't want the image to look as though everything is not balanced. So like that. Yeah. So keep going, zoom out, balance everything up. As you can see, the skin is looking smooth. So you keep smoothing till everything is okay. Just use the tips that I've said so far to make sure everything is smooth and looking good. Then I will come to the neck. And then smoothing up the neck as well. Yeah, I'm trying as much as possible for this video to be as short as I can, but it's a detail work and details take time. I get a point, right? Yeah, so you just keep going. At this point, I have to speed it up, so I'm going to speed this side up so that, yeah. So see you when this is done. Yeah guys, so this is what we have so far. Yeah, let's take a look at the before and the after. So this is the before, and this is the after. So we have our skin smooth and looking good. Yeah, so that's simply how you smoothen the skin up in Photoshop. That's how I do it. What we can do next is we're gonna come to the tone layer like this. I'm gonna zoom it in a bit. Because as you can see, the colors, we have different colors. See, this color is different, this color is different, this side is different, the colors are different. So now we're gonna even out the tones in the skin, right? So we're gonna select the brush tool like this. Then we're gonna keep the opacity at 14. I normally love to keep the opacity at 14. 13 or 14 will do. Then make sure soft round brush is selected. This one is selected. So once that is done, I'm gonna increase the size of the brush a bit, zoom it in a bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select some parts of the face by pressing Alt and then left clicking to sample the color other side, and then we're gonna brush. Yes, you're gonna brush it. Subtle is a subtle change. The subtle thing, the changes that you do, that's what matters most. That's what makes the big difference. So you're gonna do it gradually. As you can see, this side is a bit darker. So we're gonna select here. We're gonna sample the colors over here and then just brush it. Just to make sure the tones are even. Sample, so you just sample and then paint, sample and paint. But please note, don't go and sample somewhere that is very far, that the colors are very different from where you want the tones to be balanced. Otherwise, you have the image looking different. The colors will be all over the place. So you sample and then you paint, sample, paint, Alt, sample, paint. So you zoom out and then check to see if your painting is going on fine for you. So like this, you can see the difference it makes. Yes. So you keep sampling and then painting with a brush tool. Make sure you don't go too much into the highlights. Just like that. You keep sampling, painting, sampling. You keep doing it. And there's also another form of sculpting, so just be careful. Be careful you don't change the shape of the face. If you're gonna change it at all, you should improve it, not change it. Yeah. So we're gonna sample right here and just brush it like that. Zoom out just to see the progress. Keep going, just gradually. Make sure everything is balanced. It's too much, so I'm gonna press Ctrl Z to undo. And just come back again. You're gonna keep going, keep going. Yeah, as you can see, it's looking perfect. The skin looks smooth and nice. Yeah. So just keep going, keep going. So let's check the before and after. So this is the before and this is the after. This is the before and then the after. So what I do mostly is afterwards, I'm gonna come to the opacity and then just lower the opacity a bit just to get the natural colors also peeking in like that. Before and then the after. Yeah, so if there are other parts that you still want to do or still want to work on, you're still going to go ahead and then just paint just to make sure everything is well balanced. Yes, my friends. So we're gonna do the same thing to the body. Keep painting. Sample paint. Sample paint. I do everything with my mouse though. If you have a Wacom tablet, it's a plus, but I love to do it with my mouse. I have a Wacom tablet though, but I still love to do it with my mouse because I don't know. I've been doing it for a while now, so I think I'm used to it. Yeah, so you keep going. Yeah. So that's how you smoothen the skin in Photoshop. Just easy as this simple steps. So you just follow my steps and then you can get your skin smooth as mine. Yeah. In my next video, I'm going to show you how I remove my pimples and then all the skin blemishes from the face. Yeah, so you can check that out as well. So we can check the before and after by pressing here. So this is the before and this is the after. Let's zoom it in a bit and check it out again. So this is the before and this is the after. You can see big change, the before and the after. So if this video helped you in any ways, kindly hit the like button and then please subscribe to my channel to help me grow. See you guys in the next one. Bye.